Hello, I'm Quinny. Welcome to the channel. In this video today, guys, I'm going to be walking you through the biggest mistakes I see newcomers making, and hopefully by the end of this video you'll kind of know what things to avoid doing and good practices you can try and implement. Okay, if you like the video, please do actually hit the thumbs up button and like it for me. It means a lot, and it means somebody else might find it and they might like it also, and that's always nice. If you find you've watched a couple of my videos by now and you haven't already, then please do subscribe to the channel. We live stream twice a week or once a week. We do lots of different stuff, and it just means it's the best way of you keeping up to date with all the content. Hope you enjoy this one, guys. Comments and thoughts down below, and let's get stuck into it. Now, the first one, guys, when you hear me saying this, might not make much sense, okay? But it's bidding too low, okay? Now, you can see on screen the most recent, let's just call it dog shit bid that I've had for one of my cards is came through. Now, that's not to be derogatory to 2 on 14, that might be his budget or whatever, but when you're new, guys, you really do need to get an understanding of the people you are placing bids on in terms of the cards and the owner of the cards. They are aware of the situation of the player to probably just as much an extent as you are, if not more so. The reason this comes down for me is a real big kind of mistake a lot of new people make. The reason you're looking to avoid making this horrible mistake of just sending what you know is a terrible offer to another manager is because they have the ability to block you, and then that then cuts off a stream of contact, of network, where you can actually be trading with people. You know, like, I don't personally block people because most of the times, or I say most of the time, enough times I've had those kind of introductory offers, for lack of a better term. If I give it a swift rejection, I might get a DM on Twitter, Discord, and I might get a second offer. You know, sometimes people will just send those offers out as a feeler to say, like, are you there? Are you open to negotiating? This kind of thing. So if that is your strategy for those really small, crappy offers, I would definitely encourage you to make them less potentially offensive to the manager, just in the effort to make sure they don't block you and cut off any line of dialogue that you could potentially have around acquisition and around selling in the future. The second mistake I see a lot of people making is they try and sell cards for far too much money. Okay, now I'm using Kyoto as an example. If you stay tuned to the channel, this is something I might reference in a couple of videos. But as you can see with Kyoto, his last kind of, let's say, 1 month average, let's just call it 0.3 of an ether, right? You can see the best market price 0.37. That's kind of in line with the way the market's been going. As MLS comes back, you've noticed prices are getting a little bit bigger. In anticipation for the new season, people want cards armed up in training, gaining XP as quickly as possible. If we actually look at the market for Kyoto, you'll see there's plenty of cards that are listed for 0.7, 0.9, and 0.3 there, 0.371. These guys that are trying to sell at 0.76 and 0.90, they are probably not new people, okay? So when you're new, you have to have an accurate idea of where you can sell something, because the reason I see this as being a big mistake for a lot of people is they can get kind of swept up in all the kind of rockets and things are going off and all the rest of it. You then want to maybe realise some profit, maybe get some excess stock or some cards you no longer want or whatever. And when you go to list them, you want them to sell as quickly as possible. Anything you put on the market and it doesn't move quickly, it will demoralise you. You know, if you have to constantly relist somebody, constantly bring their price down, give it a wee haircut, take an fraction of an ETH off, an wee fraction of an ETH off, bring it down until somebody actually does buy it, that will take up a lot of your time, a lot more of your time than what it should do. And like I said a second ago, it will demoralise you. So when you're selling, guys, when you're entering the market to release something, you obviously want to maximise your profit, and I'm not discouraging you from doing such a thing, but please bear in mind, number one, if you see this kind of thing going on, there's a high chance that these guys are just chancing their arm on someone doing a misclick or someone not really understanding there's cheaper cards available. Because if you've got double the price between, let's say, the 2 cheapest and then the 3rd cheapest, you're not going to sell, you know, for double the price of the next person. You know, it's just not the way any market really runs. You know, no one here is an idiot, you know, so please, for both these first points, just don't treat people like idiots. You know, it's just the best way for the community and the ecosystem to continue to develop and evolve. The next one's really hard to quantify, okay? I've just got it down in my notes as the wrong stock, okay? So kind of ties into another video that's dropping on the channel, setting up your strategy. But when it comes to the stock that you're getting, you know, especially when you're new, there can be a real rush for get your first 5 rare so you can get the 3 rare. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's links in the description down below, and there's videos all over the place to explain that to you. But there can be a clamber to get those first 5 cards in from auctions to get that first 3 cards realised, okay? And what can kind of happen in that kind of flurry of there's just an end goal, just acquire and move on, or even just when you see an opportunity, and again we've had videos recently go out that'll explain this stuff, but you maybe see an opportunity that's not really an opportunity that you should be deep, you know, it's not just, doesn't suit you, your strategy, your personality, your budget, whatever. But a lot of people get into this situation of buyer's remorse where they picked up stock in, you know, in cards that they're not willing to hold for a longer period of time. They don't realise this until the 11th hour and the 59th minute, and then they're like, oh crap, I actually don't want to sit with these cards for the summer, or I can't actually use these cards tomorrow like I thought I could. And these types of things are the mistakes a lot of people can make quite early on, as well as the ones I was just chatting about. And these kind of ones that affect more your confidence and your kind of stature in terms of when you look at your gallery and how you feel about it and the direction you see it moving in. Anything that can negatively influence that you can actually circumvent or avoid is always going to be great advice, you know. So in terms of stock and anything that you're going to be acquiring, when you acquire it, it's the same with other platforms I've run in the past. When you buy it, you really should know when do you plan on selling it, if you even plan on selling it at all, you know. So the wrong stock is the next mistake I see people making the most. The next one, guys, it's a tough one again to kind of really iron out, okay? But one thing I've always been used to doing since I was 18 and kind of starting out in business and all this kind of stuff was networking. You know, I'm always really happy to engage with people, and I'm always really happy to try and seek out information that other people don't have, okay? So when you come onto SoRare, no matter what your background, no matter how you found it, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, whatever, there is a massive community that's getting built around SoRare. We're still very much in the early stages of things, you know, and I would definitely recommend if you're on Apple, you join the Clubhouse gang. We've only got 8 members at the moment, you know, me and John are doing things in there all the time trying to grow that side of the community. If you're not in already, get into the Discord, because in the Discord you've got all the opportunities to actually talk to any manager that's in the game that's on SoRare, as well as the company directly themselves. You can reach out to different guys and, you know, get questions answered. You can see pools of resources, new information that's coming out all the time, and as well as you can get in and actually chat with other users that might be able to help you out with issues, with problems, with questions, whatever. But these 2 things in particular, the Clubhouse, you've also got Twitter as well, you've also got things like Instagram and Reddit and whatever, all these types of things, but you should definitely be broadening your horizons within the SoRare community as well as externally. You know, where do you actually find your information? Where do you actually garner information from? Is it the same place as everyone else? Because if it's the same place as everyone else, then you're going to have the same information as everyone else. So definitely try and deviate from the pack in that sense. Go and try and find a journalist on Twitter. Go and try and find a blog somewhere that no one else has access to, it's ever uncovered. And if you can get an extra little edge like that, then, you know, it opens up the avenues of success, basically, that you'll have available to you. Knowledge is power. And then the last one, guys, quite simply, is, and this might sound really stupid, right? But it's have a strategy. Too many people that I come in contact with, and it might just be the kind of community I'm involved in, the platforms that a lot of people are migrating between and whatever. But a lot of people do come on to SoRare without a clear strategy, without a clear agenda laid out of what my gallery is going to look like, what my journey will involve. What does success for me look like? What does it feel like? What does it smell like? What does it taste like? That's what we're all about, trophies. Okay, so again, kind of ties into some of the points at the beginning of the video, but without a strategy, a lot of these other mistakes will happen by default. You know, if you don't have a clear strategy from the outset, you will, you know, make some poor decisions in the market. You maybe make some bad interactions with managers because you're not thinking longer ahead. Yeah, you might think, oh, what I'll do is I'll put a lot of crap bids out and I might get some fat finger luck, you know, somebody hits accept rather than reject. But you'll have people blocking you, and then a year down the road, you maybe want to interact with somebody and they don't even see your meshes, they don't even see your offers because they've just cut you off. So these are the biggest mistakes I see newcomers making. If you've made some of these already, hopefully this video kind of highlights that to you and you think, oh yeah, I actually should have, I can actually improve that and it'll increase your standing or whatever. And equally, if you are just brand new, these are things to definitely signpost and watch out for, mistakes you do not want to make. If you've enjoyed the video, guys, please make sure you do like it, subscribe to the channel, of course. About to pop on the screen now some other videos I've made, hopefully you like them. Probably reference 1 or 2 of them in this video. Stay out of trouble, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care, bye bye.
follow.